Hello people of YouTube, it's Deepak here, and welcome to the DCS news for the 9th of October. And oh my, what a show we have for you tonight. There are not that many news items, but there is one big one, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. I hope that you all enjoyed that, the most recent video on the GF-17 Thunder. Looking at the air-to-ground radar tonight. That's us covered probably the most important sensors in the aircraft. And so next we'll be taking a little look at weapons. Oh my, and many weapons the JF has as well. Uh-oh. Hello, can you all hear me now? Have I been talking muted the entire time? Okay. Alright, okay, everyone else said I'm not. Fair enough, you had me going there for just a moment. So yeah, next I'll be doing the weapons. So welcome to the stream, Byron. Welcome, Tog. Welcome, Storn Kambari. Dave and Echo. Welcome, everybody. And let's pull in the most important one of all. Hello, dotChuckles. How are you doing, sir?
Good evening. Good evening. I salute you.
Welcome to the stream, sir, and yes, it's an exciting episode that we have today. I believe there's an aircraft been released into pre-release, or pre-order, sorry, I mean.
Yes, and funnily enough, it has sucked up all the oxygen in the room. There is no other news this week.
Yes, there's absolutely no other news, but then, you know, you don't need other news when you've got the Apache.
No, I know, right? It's like, God, how much can you handle? Because yeah, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is rather cool.
Yeah.
I wonder, shall we start unconventionally with their pre-order video, and we can watch that and talk over the top? What do you think? Before we move on to the actual news,
I think that's a great idea. Let's just let's just go for it. Yeah.
Let's just do this. Oof, oof. There it is. Sadly, no audio for you all because I don't want to get copyright struck. But the modelling there is just beautiful. And it's a shame we don't have the audio.
You can imagine the audio, you know, it's lots of daka 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 daka.
Yeah. Exactly. Lots of daka.
Yeah. It does look good, doesn't it?
It does look really nice.
Yeah.
And so much detail as well. You know, of course they're going to show off the rotor head and things like that. But the liveries on these aircraft looking really nice. The detail on these tilting pylons as well, I'm very impressed with.
Yeah, yeah. The Hellfire is looking really nice as well. I saw a photograph. Somebody had painted one of the Hellfires bright green and put a face on it, and I'm Pickle Rick.
I've seen that. That is really good.
Yeah.
Pickle Rick.
Oh, it's yeah. Like, I'm actually at a little bit of a loss at how good it looks.
Yes.
There's its probing proboscis ready to spunk its freedom all over somebody.
30 Mike of love. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking very, very good.
Yeah, the IR, like that IR display, man. God, that's looking a lot more in line with reality than what we've seen.
Yes.
In the past.
And the way that it can all be overlaid on the eyepiece is really, really nice. I think they've done a pretty good job of that. Clearly.
Yeah, there's a couple of these shots, these external shots, where I'm looking at it and going, yeah, no, that's in game.
yeah, exactly, yeah. They're cheating, they're using real world footage.
I know, right?
And the audio is nice too.
Yeah.
Although,
as with all of these things, it's sort of added audio effects rather than in game.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Because audio seems to be the last thing that they do.
Yeah, which is kind of fair enough, I would say.
I suppose. Yeah.
Boom.
Big ass titties. Sorry.
We'll just watch for man pads. Actually, the Apache can take a man pad, I think. Probably not more than one, but it can take a man pad.
No. God, no.
No?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that armored. Like, I mean, what I mean, was it what was it in Iraq where like just like small arms coming in through the window, hit some guy in the throat, and yeah, I mean he survived, but yeah, I mean I think it has some survivability, but I don't know.
I see. I thought it could take one, but clearly not.
There's two schools of, so there's basically two schools of thought about survivability. Is one, you armor the fuck out of it, so if you get hit, you can take it, or you make it really, really maneuverable / stealthy so that you don't ever get hit.
Yes.
And the Apache, I think, sort of sits more in that. I mean, not to say that it's it's incapable of taking a hit. I mean, I'm sure it is. It's probably got lots and lots of redundancy, but like I wouldn't like to test it.
You don't want to be hit by an Igla, that's for sure.
Yeah. I'd rather just dump lots of flares and get the fuck out of there. But oh my god, how good is that video?
Yeah.
Showing off so much stuff as well. And it was good to see people calling out things that they'd spotted, like the reflections on the windshield, the side of the windshield. Yes, did see that.
Yeah, it's looking very, very nice. And actually, the kind of, I don't know how to describe it exactly, but like the slight opacity of the windows that the Apache has, matching images that I've seen of it in the real world. So it's looking really, really nice, I think. Audio was great. Canon in particular, and we've heard that Canon audio in previous teaser videos. So I believe the Canon audio is in game.
So you think that's about right? Okay. Yeah. So the things that I noticed, and I don't know if it was just me, but there was like a Hellfire shot on a vehicle.
Yes.
And I wondered if that's some of the new behaviors with vehicles getting hit, because it wasn't like the instant, it stopped dead after it got hit. Like I think it was still rolling.
That's already in game. So they added that 1 or 2 patches ago.
Really? Right, God, I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, so vehicles now roll to a stop. They don't just suddenly halt. So that's in game now.
Yeah, and I think there was some stuff with the tank firing, the new IR display of that. We used to see hot gases. So there's just like there's a lot of little things here that they've not shouted very loudly about, but they are showing them off in the video.
Yes.
But oh god, yeah.
Yeah, there are clearly some engine improvements that are coming along with the module. Because these videos are always shot in their internal development versions of the game, so they have they have some stuff in this video that we don't have in the game yet, which is cool to see.
And I mean, they're looking like some good system stuff in the cockpit as well. Like, I mean, I think fire control. Well, we're going to discuss that in a little bit, but like the sort of general kind of avionics, for flying, your navigation, your engine stuff, that's all looking fairly complete.
Yes.
So
yeah, and I don't know what it's called, but the page where you see all of your weapon status and you're able to program them and so on, that looks to me, I'm not that familiar with the Apache, but it looks very complete, because I've seen in a number of videos, WAGs, even like changing laser channels. Apparently the Apache has multiple laser channels that it can have coded at the same time, and he's like flipping laser channels, changing attack mode for the Hellfire. We'll go into what they're delivering at early access and at release in a moment, but one of the things they talked about was actually simulating the direct, the high and low attack modes of the Hellfire. And actually that shot that you called out there, where the vehicle gets blatted, that looked to me like a high attack. It kind of did this
I think that was perhaps more direct. Like I think like the high attack from the Hellfire, it like actually goes up really quite high. Okay. Like that looked more like a direct attack. And it was just that
I guess the angle
sensors angled down.
Yeah.
Like I think the high attack profile for the Hellfire actually does zoom up quite high. I don't think it's like something like the Javelin, where it sort of flies along like skimming the hedgerows, and then at the last second kind of goes and comes in over the top. I don't think it does that. I think it is more that it fires, lofts up, and then comes down from altitude.
That's cool. That's cool. And many kind of anti-missile systems are going to have a hard time defending against that. Because a lot of I forget the there's a system that Russian tanks have that are designed to sort of make it swerve basically at the last minute.
Well, the Russians, they have a couple of they've got a couple of systems. They've got reactive armor, which explodes basically outwards, which destroys the penetrator. And then they also, I think, basically have like a mini,
it's like shotgun
C-ram, like a mini C-ram system on that sort of looks at it and goes oh, and then fires.
Yes.
Yeah,
but I think that's only like the latest versions of like the T90 and things. Like hardly anything has that. But they have some cool systems. The Hellfire has lock-on after launch, high profile, that does a pitch up before nosing over and looking for the laser to increase impact angle, says Richard Justice.
Sure, yeah, but I think it does that like not long after launch. It sort of pitches up, climbs up, and comes down. Whereas something like a Javelin, it launches, flies direct, and at the last split second, it does this crazy little,
I've seen that, or at least I've seen it modeled in Arma. I don't know how realistic it is, but in Arma it does that kind of whoosh thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it does it. It must be some kind of thrust vectoring on the Javelin that makes it do that crazy last second, because the G-force must be huge that the missile's going through when it does that.
Well, I don't know much about the Javelin, but I'm guessing it's going to be like a laser fuse, or it's going to be like a crush tip or something. Maybe by that point, I guess the fuel is probably done. It maybe actually just glides up and down.
So the final pop up is fair FM. Yeah. After, and then noses over after a few seconds. Yeah, where the Javelin does it, almost it's like a split second before impact. But they achieve the same thing just in different ways. Like the high loft, the high mode is it's more ballistic than the kind of more dynamic way that the Javelin does it. And I'm not sure why they chose to do it that way with the Javelin. But there we go.
Maybe in the case of the Javelin, it's just to minimize visibility of the missile. I guess if it's in ground clutter, maybe the crew that you fired on won't notice it at first. But then a missile against the sky is really hard to see as well. So I don't know.
Well, hang on. Is Javelin wire guided? I can't remember.
No, it's not wire guided.
No,
it's fire and forget.
Radio, fire and forget. Yeah. So it doesn't have telemetry to do with. Because I wondered if it was a telemetry thing.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Oh well. There we go.
D-Diver, hello from Los Angeles, California, Earth. Can you please give me a shout out? Oops, I just did.
Oh dear. Sorry.
Didn't mean to. Sorry. Cool. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, welcome, D-Diver. Yeah, we are obviously talking about Apache nonsense.
Absolutely, and we probably will be for a while. Shall we dive into the newsletter? This week's Eagle Dynamics newsletter only talks about the Apache, because why would they talk about anything else this week?
No,
this is all we care about.
Like, all the news oxygen is sucked up this week by the Apache.
Just waiting for the flashover. So, yes, if we jump into the newsletter here, today we unveiled the AH-64D for pre-order. So that's, of course, the big bit of news. You can now give your hard-earned cash directly to Eagle Dynamics, and you'll get, is it 30% discount they're giving?
I think it's 30%. Yeah, I think it's a 30% discount, which is not inconsiderable, really. That's quite a good deal.
Yes.
So whatever you feel about pre-orders, I'd put it aside, because it's going to save you your hard-earned bucks.
Oh, actually, Mark S makes a really good point. There was the Falklands teaser. Let's talk about that later.
Actually, yes, let's talk about that. Yes, no, that is true. But it just got obliterated.
Yes.
By the holy shit. It was a good day to bury bad news. Like, I I think if Matt Wagner came out and said, "So yeah, we're selling the company to Ubisoft, and you're only going to ever be able to use an Xbox controller," nobody would have noticed.
Yes, exactly.
Like, oh my god, the Apache's coming out. That's it.
It is Apache time. So yes, we'll touch on that at the end because I have the video for that. And it is quite nice. So yeah, it's now available for pre-order. They talk about significant improvements to our helicopter AI algorithms, an enhanced command interface to communicate with your AI co-pilot, and it's going to be available from early access later this year. So me and you, we both thought December is like when this is probably going to land, and that seems to be tying in there. They're committing to this.
That's lying. Yeah, that's lying. That's lining up. I mean, because I think when they'd said Q3, and I think what was it last week we were talking about this and said that unlikely. But with dropping the pre-order in Q3, they've kind of honored that because they were a bit vague about Q3.
Yes, that's true.
And 2-3 months of pre-order and then dropping it in time for Christmas. I think that very much lines up with what we'd thought.
Then we'll drop it like it's hot. So welcome to the stream channel, right? Shout out for you as well, sir. So yes, pre-order now, early access coming this year. And what do we get in early access? So professional flight dynamics and engine modeling with high precision characteristics of the real aircraft in all ranges of altitude, temperature, and speeds for different weights and flight configurations. 2 6 domain of freedom highly detailed cockpits. Well, yeah, there are 2 cockpits. Detailed external model, fully clickable cockpit with mouse interactive control, multi-crew. A second crew member can be another player or the George AI. That's the first time I've heard them using its name. So he will be called George. Detailed modeling of the entire electrical, fuel, hydraulic, pneumatic, fire protection, SCAS, hold modes, and radio systems. This is early access. Full modeling of armament and weapon systems with the ability to use the 30mm chain gun, 2.75-inch rockets, and AGM-114K Hellfire anti-tank guided missile in direct, low, and high modes.
Fuck me, I love marketing speak. We'll come back to this.
Okay. External fuel tanks. IHADS, MP-NVS, and MTADS TEDAC systems and sensors. Linear motion compensator. Tactical situation display with moving map, defensive systems that include the common missile warning system, chaff and flare dispensers, and radar warning receiver, US Army and other paint schemes, night vision goggles, searchlight, I didn't know it had a searchlight, early access manual, and training missions. What are we getting at final release? So in other words, what do we not get at early access?
What do we not get in a few months' time? Yeah.
So very interestingly, the fire control radar. They previously told us we were getting that in early access. And that's clearly now been dropped. And the radio interferometer.
Interferometer.
Can somebody tell me what the hell that is?
A radio interferometer. I have no fucking idea. I know what an interferometer is, but I don't know what it is in this, in this scenario. Magic, pixies.
We'll get back to you on that one. If anybody, if chat can tell me. Welcome, Frantic. Welcome, Frantic. Yappy Dog, welcome as well. A 5-page quick start guide to help you get started. And 1223, will you be able to try it for free like with the other planes and helicopters? Don't know. No idea. I guess they'll tell us.
Maybe at a later date. Because they seem to now be doing these free events. In fact, I mean, there might be one at Christmas where you get this sort of free events and you can jump in and fly stuff, or maybe Easter. But what I have noticed with the last free events is that the latest hot rod isn't in it, but everything else is. So, we'll see. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I just did a Google search for radio in that word.
Interferometer.
Oh, actually, Storm Kinbari. Interferometers are investigative tools used in many fields of science and engineering. They're called that word because they work by merging 2 or more sources of light to create an interference pattern which can be measured, analysed, else. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
That I still have no idea. Other things coming later: the addition of the AGM-114L radar-guided Hellfire. Why is the K?
Yeah.
Why is the K the laser and the L the radar? They seem to have.
But this is why I chuckled, because it was just full modeling of armament and weapon systems. No, it's not, because you're still missing the fire controller. What you've done is you've used marketing speak. Yes, it's full modeling of the things that you're listing here, but it's not full modeling.
Yes.
But, because clearly somebody in PR or comms wrote this, they know how to bend the truth to sell something. It's just working in that industry, I kind of spot these things basically. Yes. And I'm like, full modeling. No, it's not.
Yeah. It's like me with keywords in tech speak. Anyway, so yeah, I wonder, are they including any technical buzzwords? Nope, doesn't seem to be. Data link system to share and assign targets between flight members. That will come after early access. That I'm excited about, because I like a good data link. I like a good data link. TAD's multi-target tracker. I mentioned earlier, this is a feature that the Harrier has with its version of the Lightning targeting pod, and that's not implemented there yet. I wonder if this is something that Eagle are going to add in the SDK and open to everybody else. Laser warning system. A shame that we don't start with the laser warning system, because I can imagine in a helicopter that's actually quite handy to know when a tank has just pointed its main gun at you. Radar jammer. That's going to be cool. Anti-icing system, advanced damage modeling, additional liveries and a livery template, full English. What does that mean? I'm going to assume they missed
breakfast.
out the word.
It's not breakfast.
They're either missing the word manual or breakfast. I don't know which one.
I hope it's breakfast. Like, I hope when I download it, I get like a box and it's got fucking sausage, egg, beans, bacon, some, the tatty's gone.
If you still have a DVD drive in your computer, you just hit the eject and it slides out, steaming hot.
Cunt breakfast. There we go.
Yeah, I'm going to assume they mean manual.
Manual. Yeah.
And a campaign by Eagle Dynamics.
Okay. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So this sounds pretty good. Like I said, a little bit disappointed about the Longbow Radar, but to be fair, it's kind of understandable. That's a big complex thing to implement.
Yeah.
I was surprised when they said at first it would be included in early access. So nice.
Yeah, same. Like, I mean, and they had been sort of saying this, and I was kind of like, quite happily sipping the Kool-Aid, but at the back of my mind, I was thinking, yeah, will you though? Will you really? And lo and behold, no. I mean, fucking hell, we're not ones to speculate here. Oh shit! We always speculate.
Yes.
It feels that things are perhaps not where they thought they were going to be.
Yeah. Well, that's clear. There's a pattern here, because we're not Q3, and now we've lost an item from early access. So they're obviously slightly behind, but it doesn't sound like they're massively behind.
No. There's a couple of things here that I look at and go, okay. At final release, the one that I saw was advanced damage modeling.
Yes.
Now, yeah, I'm trying to filter marketing speak there, because they haven't they haven't mentioned a damage model in the early access features. So, are we going to get one at all?
It's actually it's somewhat common for the early access modules to not really have a damage model at all.
Yeah.
Initially, like a good example being the Yak 52. When the Yak 52 was first released, it was basically invincible, and then a little bit later it got a very basic damage model. But that basic damage model involved, like, if you broke off a wing, the wing that came off was a Spitfire wing. So like there was all kinds of really weird stuff going on there. The Harrier had no damage model at launch. What else? The F16 had very little of anything at launch.
Yeah. But one of the big complaints about the F-16 was that it had no damage model,
It had
and
no damage model.
yeah. So I'm really hoping that we've given them a lot of credit, saying they've clearly learned from the mistakes of the F-16, blah 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 blah. So let's just hope that they have, because I would rather they kept this in the oven a bit than putting it out, because like damage model's kind of essential.
For a combat helicopter.
For a combat helicopter, the damage model's kind of essential. Like, I mean, a radar-controlled Hellfire, I've got a big fucking gun. I've got rockets. I've got laser Hellfires. Mm-hmm. Do I really need the radar Hellfire? You know, TAD's multi-target tracker. Okay, nice, but whatever. Data link again. Okay, nice, but whatever. But damage model, kind of need that, or otherwise I'll just wade through the battlefield.
Yes, yes, exactly. Otherwise,
shot.
Otherwise the Doom music starts to play, and you just fly through everything.
I know, which is kind of Apache's normal mode, but
yes,
you know what I'm saying is, it's.
Frantic is suggesting that you want them to keep it in the oven so you have more time to develop your training materials for the VAF.
Shut up!
How dare he? How dare he?
We talked about this. We weren't going to talk and mention about that.
Yes.
Nah, it's yeah. It's I think I hope they're not not going to be. They're not going to fall for the pressure of releasing, ahead early, because they said they talked about Q3, and because the community is absolutely pandering for it.
Oh yeah.
I just hope they're not going to put out something totally broken that damages its reputation and that people then don't pick up. Because I'd really like to see the Apache do well and bring people from Arma into DCS.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I think the Apache might be one of the most important modules that the Eagle have released in like a decade, because the A10 brought a lot of people into the game. The A10 was huge for DCS, and the Apache, to my mind, is the next huge thing that's going to pull people in.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's there's been three, like from my mind, the three biggest things that the ED have put out, and I'm sure people are going to disagree, is the A10, the F16, and the upcoming Apache.
Totes agree.
Like,
yeah.
In terms of in terms of like important in the kind of crowd that it draws,
and capturing the minds and kind of the hearts of people who are into flight simulation. Like, you can't really get three bigger icons of flight simulation than A10, F16, Apache.
Yeah. We got strong disagreement on Viper versus Hornet. You are entitled to disagree, but I'll still say you're wrong, because the Falcon BMS community is massive, absolutely massive.
Yeah.
And the F-18, I think, only got the traction that it got because it was a modern NATO fighter jet.
Yeah, let me say, the F-18 is extremely compelling. Like, it's a great module, it's a great aircraft, but it does not have the presence in the minds of flight simmers that aircraft like the A-10, F-16, and Apache have. So no, the Hornet is great. Like, I don't want to detract from that at all.
Not like what they've done with the Hornet module is fantastic. So it's not any minimizing of how good it is, but in terms of sort of what it brings in terms of attracting people to the platform. Yeah.
We've got a lot of
F16
people,
much more.
a lot of people in chat talking about the Kaiwa. Let's touch on that in just a sec, because I have some things to say about that. The one last thing I wanted to say about the Hornet was, you need to think about what simulations have kind of gathered people to a particular aircraft. And when you take the Hornet, you had Jane's F-18, but that was a long time ago. And then you also had, there was a really good F-18 sim, and I cannot remember the name of it now. Anyway, both of them being like 15, 20 years ago. So, it doesn't really count. Whereas Falcon 4 has been in some ways in continuous development right up into the present day.
Yeah, with BMS.
Had a lot of followers. So on the Kaiwa, I want to say with the Kaiwa.
Just before you do, I'm just gonna lay some snark out because Fair FM saying stealing Falcon armor uses MSS and X-Plane. You're next. X-Plane doesn't have any users, so they can't steal them.
How dare you? I really like X-Plane. Admittedly, I'm probably one of like 20 people in the world who's playing X-Plane, but I love X-Plane.
Like I watched the X-Plane keynote at the FS Expo, and it was like the world's saddest thing. It was just like a bunch of people going, "Oh, we're so fucked. Oh, so we've got this new. Just go to the Microsoft Flight Sim booth. We'll get our quotes."
Aww. X-Plane
is so funny.
X-Plane is cool. I like X-Plane. They have a really good flight model.
It's got a really, really good flight model. But they've kind of just been like you can see when Microsoft Flight Sim dropped, they were just all sat and went, "Oh fuck."
True. It is hard.
I know. That was totally brutal. I'm sorry. It's sad to.
It is rather hard to compete with Microsoft Flight Sim or DCS.
I had to. It was too funny not to. No dissing anybody that plays X-Plane. It does have a great flight model, and it's got some really good scientific uses as well. So,
yes.
So that's fine. It was just I'm doing it for the yucks.
Indeed. So yeah, Kaiwa. I just want to say nobody knows what's going on with Kaiwa, but I have some thoughts. The absolute silence, given how far along they are, makes me think that maybe Eagle have asked them to hold off for a little while, or they've not met some kind of quality level they wanted to achieve, or like something has happened. Because otherwise they'd be talking. People are starting to suggest that, maybe polychop are a bunch of kind of trying to take people's money, trying to drum up interest in something that's never going to happen. I do not think that's the case at all.
Do you know what? It's like I agree. I think the polychop Hewitt, like, people just fucking love drama and they love to piss and moan and go, "Oh, they're fucking shits and they're stealing your money." Just shut the fuck up and go on Tumblr or something, because that's clearly where you belong.
And you look, we had a patch for the Gazelle recently, which was clearly touching that module up and perhaps even porting across some features. Actually, Richard Justice makes a really good point. They've not taken anyone's money, so.
Exactly, but they've not taken anyone's money, and people frustrated on their silence. They don't owe you anything. No. They don't owe you any information. When did we get into this thing that developers must communicate what they're doing? Yeah. They don't. They don't owe people anything. People just need to wait and shut up.
Actually, I see. I'm a big Razbam fan, and at the same time, I would accept that Razbam have some failings. But I'm a big Razbam fan, generally speaking. And on the Razbam forums, Eagle Dynamics forums, but the Razbam section, people are like borderline obnoxious towards Razbam. Yeah. It's like, I bought this module and you've not implemented X, so I now want a full refund, and I think you're terrible. Yeah. It's like, give them a chance. They're working on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think like it's a little bit different if you paid for something or if you paid for a pre-order. Then I think, you know what, you're probably entitled to know where your development, where your money's gone and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'll go on that. But they've not taken any pre-orders for it. They've not taken anybody's money. They don't owe anybody anything. Yeah, it's simple as that.
And having seen the videos that, I forget his name now, but the videos that Kaiwa instructor.
Burundis.
Burundis, that's the one. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
It looked great. It was clearly incomplete, but it looked great. I loved the direction they're going with it.
And the thing is this is how polychop operate, and they even did it with when they were developing the Gazelle. They would they would go through like periods where they just said nothing because they're working on stuff. Like they're not a big company. They don't have a comms team. They can't just have somebody all the time pretending to be the CEO tweeting. It's like, I mean, like, oh yeah, you really think Elon Musk writes most of his own tweets? Okay.
He claims that he does.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'm sure he does. It's it's just like, it's tiring. It's really tiring. This constant drama machine that X is about on the point of failure, and it's like, and okay, fine. We had VAO and all that kind of stuff, and we've had a couple of
we've had some very strange ones, like the guy who was originally the developer of the MiG-21 famously kind of blew up, and then luckily somebody else came along and picked it up. The difference is none of them were battle tested. Like, none of them had actually put a module out, and polychop kind of have, and I think the other thing as well is that the modeler for it was going to make a comeback. What? Nah, that's got to be sarcasm. Sorry, it's really funny though. The other thing as well, like, because I don't want to get too drawn off polychop, is that the modeler, the guy who's doing all the modeling for polychop, also I think is doing modeling for the Typhoon, isn't he? I don't know. Is he?
Like, I'm pretty sure he's involved in modeling with the Eurofighter, and that's got quite busy. So I think there's some there's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
But yeah, I want to make it clear that everything that I've said is pure conjecture. I know nothing.
Oh yeah, but we always speculate.
I feel like it's entirely possible that either Ed has said, "Hey, you want to wait just a little bit while we get the Apache out," or they've not met their quality criteria. Because actually, Burundis was commenting on a few occasions that he wasn't happy with certain systems modeling. He's like, it's pretty good, but it's not spot on. I want the guys to work over this again, tweak it, make it more accurate, etc. So
it's just people love a conspiracy theory, don't they, when the truth is far more boring. But the problem is when that mixes with a slightly toxic culture and entitlement, and that's when developers just go, you know what, I can't be fucked with this, and they go off and make a spreadsheet plugin. That's what we've got to watch, is that this sort of entitled, you must communicate, they don't can owe you anything.
No.
Don't
owe us a single thing.
Trying to batter developers who are small and are not really making a lot of money out of these ventures. It's a dangerous game, because eventually they'll just all be like, there's no point. Just going to go and do something else,
Absolutely.
There we go.
So now the question is going to have to be for you, dotChuckles. Once both the Apache and the Kaiwai are out, where are you going to fly?
Oh, Christ. Both
simultaneously.
Simultaneously? One leg in one leg in the other? Jesus, I don't know. Don't ask me hard questions like that.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to ask you those hard questions.
I think it might actually edge more to the Kaiwa, like in terms of what I'd fly. It's. Oh, I don't know.
See, actually, this is... I'm looping around again, because this also, for me, feeds into the Kaiwa. I wonder if the Kaiwa is being delayed, waiting for the Apache to come out with the data link. Because once you have the Apache data link, I assume the data link is compatible with the Kaiwa. You then have a very, very compelling pairing. But if you're going to launch these two aircraft without the data link, then it's a bit more kludgy.
Yeah, that's a chat saying Apache does everything the Kaiwa does. Kaiwa doesn't do everything the Apache does. Not true. Not true. The low observability of the Kaiwa, in places that you can put the Kaiwa and not be discovered. The way it can use its masted targeting system.
Because you have the point of view from the targeting system is high on the Kaiwa, whereas it's low on the Apache.
Yeah, its information gathering abilities, its maneuverability, its speed. It is a different aircraft, and yes, there is some stuff that the Apache does that it can't do, but likewise, there's things that the Kiwa does that the Apache can't. So they're very much a blended system that you would use both together.
Yep. I think the Kaiwa has a satellite phone and the Apache doesn't. There you go. There's one. I think we've run out of steam on the Kaiwa there. So Apache pre-order now, going to be delivered in December, we think, and looking pretty good. Looking pretty damn good, I would say. I'm just looking over the newsletter to see if there's anything else worth calling out on, but really all they're doing is they're talking about details of the Apache, and they're all things that have already been covered, or things that are well known about the aircraft. So I wonder, should I go and grab that Falklands video and have a little look at that? Because, that was a nice one. Are you guys ready to see this? Let's do it. I watched this when it first came out, and then kind of completely forgot about it, clearly, because I didn't put it into the notes for tonight.
Other stuff happened.
I saw the Apache and then it was basically mind wiped.
Committing the cardinal sin, like the logo bumper that's longer than like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, Eagles is pretty good for that. It just kind of flashes up and then goes away.
Yeah. This does look good, doesn't it?
It does look good. It does look good. And it even has that slightly barren look that I assume the Falklands has. Like, it's not too dense with trees. The trees are a little bit sparse, as you would imagine. But like, especially, that's a really nice looking ship. The modelling...
that looks good.
Yeah, the modelling of Port Stanley and places like that, this looks really, really nice. It's a gladiator scene there. With the corn. They need a slightly quicker computer to render their trailers, but apart from that, it looks really nice. I could see some frame drops. Obviously, they're going to show off the Harrier.
Yeah.
I do like the Harrier, I have to say. I think it's Razbam's best module. I haven't flown the Mirage recently. I should. Looks like a perfectly depressing place to live, but in its own way, kind of beautiful.
A lot of new territory to explore in the Falklands. That is going to be pretty awesome.
Yes, absolutely. I see an A4 and a Mirage coming for you. Well, the A4 is already out. The community A4 module is very, very good. We don't need anything else.
Yeah.
Shame we're missing out on the audio, but hey.
Yeah. There's it would be really nice to have a Sea Harrier as well.
Yes, that's a good point. Razbam have said that the Sea Harrier is coming, but they confirmed that they haven't started work on it yet. But they also, actually, something I noted in the Discord, because I'm always hanging around in their Discord, they've committed to creating the Harrier 2+ at some point, but they've said that would be after the Sea Harrier. So we've got the Night Attack, we're going to get the Sea Harrier, and then eventually we will get the 2+. Then we'll have a Harrier that can carry AMRAAM.
Yeah, I mean the Sea Harrier is well, actually, I was going to say the Sea Harrier is what won the Falklands, but it was not because they had Sea Harriers and
I
GR3s
think it
down
was
there.
GR1s, I think.
GR1 was it GR1s?
Yeah.
Was the three? Was
3 was the first Harrier too. They started off with GR1s, then they had GR1A, which was the one with the upgraded engine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I think that the ones that went to the Falklands were actually GR1A. I think they had the upgraded
GR1As? They were yeah. Oh, do you know what? Quick to Google.
Oh, actually, Byron is saying GR3 for sure. So okay,
Yeah,
I'm
thought
wrong.
it was. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it
GR5
was
is the Harrier 2. Oh, okay, thanks, Byron. Thanks,
yeah,
Byron.
yeah. Yeah. So this is a GR3, which they went down on. Weren't they transported on Atlantic conveyor?
They were.
Yes,
that's probably why Atlantic Conveyor was recently added to the game. By
Because because they've had all their stuff on Connex containers and things like that, and
That's right.
of course, tragically, Atlantic Conveyor was badly burned during the Falklands.
Yes, it was a long time before it was operating again. People are noting the presence of F-15E in this video as well. I also want to point out the fact that it's Gekuras who made this video. I didn't notice that until just now. Check out his YouTube channel. He makes really good DCS cinematics. I've subscribed to him and I watch a lot of his stuff and it's really compelling. I'm just going to quickly play that one more time while we continue to talk. I'm skipping the damn intro though.
Yeah.
And it's not a tornado. GR3 had no INS as they couldn't get it to align on the ships. Yeah, they had like a jury-rigged system in the Harriers that was supposed to allow them to align using the ship's navigation, but it apparently never worked, or at least didn't work correctly. So.
I just read a really interesting book, which was about the RAF going down to the Falklands now, and it was about the trip down on Atlantic Conveyor and the problems that they had getting things like INS to work. I'm just desperately trying to remember the name, so I'm just looking it up now.
Okay, because it's touched on in Harrier Boys, but I'm sure someone talks about it in more detail.
Yes,
Roland White's book?
It is Rolly White. I'm trying to remember, what was it called? Harrier 809. There we go.
Okay.
Rolly White. Yeah, Rolly White. Harrier 809. And it was all about basically forming a new squadron at the last minute to go down to the Falklands, and they covered off a lot of that kind of stuff about things like INS, things not working, trying to get the Sidewinder kit to work, and all that kind of stuff. So
yes, yeah, because am I right in thinking the Sidewinders were a very last minute addition to the aircraft?
I think they'd been working on it for a while as a proposed capability, but I think it was then very much jammed through.
Yes.
And I mean, the other thing as well was the laser guided bombing capability that got added in the Falklands as well.
Yes.
And there's a story about them flying down the upgraded tail fins to kit out the LGB capability, and basically chucking them out of a plane to land in the sea so they can scoop them up and go, cool, we've got the right stuff. And then that's a crazy time. Crazy time.
That's how you do it when you have to. But yeah, this is a really nice video. Falklands looks like it's shaping up. They haven't given us a date for when this might be released, but it looks really, really compelling. Like I would give this a go. I think I'll buy this.
Oh, absolutely, because I want to fly the Harrier over the Falklands.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks to me, I don't know for sure, but it looks to me like Razbam are modelling some ships as well here, because there was some British ships in this video that are not part of DCS currently.
Yes, no, they are, because they're doing the carriers.
Okay.
You know, they're doing Hermes and what do you call it? The other one that was there.
Yeah.
Name gone. Yeah, they're modeling them, and they're modeling the yes, Hermes, but I can't remember what the other one was that went down.
Or, I want to say Ark Royal, but I'm sure I'm wrong.
It wasn't the Ark Royal.
No.
And they're modeling. I think they're modeling one of the British frigates that was there, and I wonder if they're going to model the Norland.
Oh yeah.
Because the Invincible. Thank you.
Yeah, it was Invincible.
Yeah, thank you. Hermes and Invincible. Because the Norland was a North Sea ferry that they sent down with paras on it. And I went on the Norland in it would have been the mid to late 80s, when it was then returned back as a North Sea ferry, and in the bar of the Norland, it had its battle honours, because the Norland was actually awarded battle honours for being in the Falklands. So, that was pretty cool. And of course, the QE2 went down. Down with the task force as well. Yeah, the QE2 was.
I'm looking at the order of battle now, and it's very, very long.
Yeah. There's a ton of stuff that went down at the task force. Tons of ships. Ships taken up from trade, basically.
Yes. Here we go. Yeah, so many.
Tuft. Yeah, Tuft.
Interesting.
Yeah, ships taken up from trade. But yeah, the Norland was a North Sea ferry, but I've been on it. So I've been on one of the ships. I went across to Rotterdam, I think it was, on it, and ultimately I think it ended up in the Greek islands and was scrapped a few years ago. So sad end, but there we go.
That's the way it goes for all ships. And speaking of ships being scrapped, the US are scrapping 2 of their nuclear aircraft carriers right now, right? Aren't they? Enterprise is on its way to be scrapped, along with another one, which I forget the name of now.
Is it being? Are they being scrapped, or are they being turned into museum ships?
Scrapped.
Oh, yep. Gosh. Well, of course they've got their new class that is going to replace it. So
yeah, that's true. So let me see here. Oh, right. Actually, this is I got it wrong. Kitty Hawk and John F. Kennedy.
Right.
So
right,
sorry,
okay.
Wrong ones. I thought it was the Enterprise. So yeah, two of their big aircraft carriers are being scrapped right now, which is unfortunate.
That's a shame. That's a shame. That it would be demill them, take out the classified stuff, turn them into a museum ship.
Yeah, they've done it. Actually, I saw the USS Hornet when I was in San Francisco, and that's well worth a look. Really interesting
that
ship.
Said, the materials inside are going to be worth a lot of money, so yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Tog
is pointing out the Enterprise was scrapped 10 years ago, so my information is out of date. So there you go. They're all going to be drone carriers from now on, says Mark S. Actually, yeah, I think you're probably right. You're probably right.
The new RAF,
yes.
European, I guess, 5th/6th gen aircraft Tempest. That's pilot optional. So
correct. That's a fascinating aircraft. Although, of course, they haven't even made a prototype yet. It's like some kind of model they built. But still, that's I'm really interested in that aircraft.
So, is there anything we want to wrap up here, because we're kind of getting on to our hour? The Falklands video. Yeah, solid. Like it. But, I mean, Is there anything we want to talk about the Apache before we go?
Not really. Chat, are you going to pre-order it? What do you think? Is it worth it? Are you excited? Are you waiting with bated breath for December so that you can go dunk, 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 dunk? Tell us what you think. We want to know what you think.
I think, whilst chat's responding to that, I think for me, like, the big thing I'm going to get out of Apache is the multi-crew. Like,
yes.
The interacting with the front seat and
I think you're going to have no shortage of people who'll want to fly with you in the VAF.
I already simped to Daddy Wags. Love it.
What? Wait, who said that? Oh, okay.
Daddy Wags. Sorry, no.
Ooh,
Oh, well, that escalated quickly.
Wait, you're the one with the pink background.
It's not pink, it's purple.
Ooh, Daddy Wags. Oh, man. Oh, dear.
Oh, how fucking wrong is that?
I really hope he doesn't watch this.
That's us. Mate, we're blackballed now. We're absolutely blacklisted. That's us. We're done.
Career over.
Absolutely blacklisted. Yeah. I have to admit, I have not actually pre-ordered it, which is really surprising. Because I absolutely would, but I tried to pre-order it. Like, literally during the trailer, I was like, oh, fuck yes!
Because the video ended with pre-order now.
Yeah, but I think it was like, it's going to be out there, but like the site shat itself, so...
Storm says she's clipped me.
Yeah, I know. I saw that as well. But like, I mean, the site shat the bed, basically, so I couldn't pre-order it, and then I was like... I'm
going to do it right after this.
Yeah, I might actually do it as well because I was going to pre-order it, and then work happened, stuff. Yeah, and I got it went out of my head. But yeah, I think actually I probably need to pre-order. Yeah, I'll probably do it now as well because I imagine it's going to be there'll be no problems now.
Because I'm weak, and what's wrong with that? Man, oh man, I love it when I fall for that. Anyway, yes, I will pre-order.
That's a popular music reference, is it?
See, I am down with the kids.
Yeah. Do you like the PlayStation?
I like the PlayStation.
Do you like the PlayStation? Yeah.
Check my kid banter. Anyway, yeah, that's probably about all we can say about that.
Yeah, we're done. We're done in more ways than one now.
Let's finish with our usual shout out about the VAF. As logoed on dotChuckles video feed there, the Virtual Air Force, myself and dotChuckles are admins at the Virtual Air Force. We're a squadron that fly various DCS aircraft, and we have a kind of milsim optional approach. You know, people can join and just fly when they want, choose whatever airframe they want and join us. But we also have within the VAF numbered squadrons. We currently have 2 squadron who fly the F16 and 3 squadron who fly the Harrier, and we're looking to start up more squadrons internally as we have more pilots to fly those aircraft. And if you join a numbered squadron, then you do like mandatory training, and we have a whole bunch of kind of qualifying flights and things that you can take part of. Or, like I said, you can be just a freelancer, fly when you want, fly what you want. So check out the Discord link below this video. Everybody's welcome. Please come and join and have a flight with us. Yeah, hope to see some of you there. I'm Deepak. I do a video premiere once a week, currently doing tutorial series on the JF-17 Thunder. That video tonight was on the air-to-ground radar. Take a peek if you didn't catch that earlier. And next week, I actually don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to move on to the weapons because I've now covered the sensors, so I'm going to cover an air-to-ground weapon. If you guys want to suggest something, then I'll consider it. Otherwise, I'm probably going to start with laser-guided bombs because they're nice and simple, easy to demonstrate. So yeah, I'll perhaps show that off next week. And then I always follow up my premiere with the DCS news, which just happens to be what you're watching right now with myself and dotChuckles. Often during the week I also do streams and Escape from Tarkov, although I've not done one recently. But I'm sure I'll do some at some point soon. Anything that you want to add, my man dotChuckles?
No, I think we've covered it. Yeah, come and fly with us in the VAF. We have our more chilled flying club side, and then we've got our more commitment required milsim side. So
yes.
We like to cater for everybody.
Richard Justice is just saying there that he would really like a JF-17 squadron. Were we talking about that just before this stream started?
We were, and it'll probably be just the two of you in it.
I know. I was talking about it. I'm tempted to also run a JF-17 squadron. I'm currently responsible for the Harrier squadron, so I do already have a lot going on.
Well, I mean, the thing is, do you know what? If there's if enough, like we said, the conclusion that we came to is, that. When we were talking about it, was that if there are enough people and somebody's willing to lead it, we would have a squadron. I mean, that's kind of why, we've been getting some interest in F-18 and people sort of asking why we don't have an F-18 squadron. And it's because, well, everybody who's come along kind of wants to fly the Harrier or the F-16. So, we've had interest in the F-18, but sort of not enough to get it over that kind of hump where it's like, okay, we need to engage a subject matter expert and gear it up as a squadron.
The reality is that we currently have 3 F-18 pilots, but none of them want to be a flight lead. So we can't really form a squadron until someone comes along who would like to lead it.
Exactly.
So that may well happen sometime soon. And JF-17 Squadron is not off the cards because I myself am very, very interested. It would just be a question of, do we have enough pilots and, do I have enough time?
And of course we'll be doing something with the Apache because we had a straw poll in the squadron at our last general meeting about, well, how many people are intending to fly the Apache? All right, all of you. All right, okay.
And who's going to be leading that squadron again, Chuck? Can you tell me?
I've got no idea. No idea. Absolutely not a clue who's going to be funding that whole shit. I actually need to put my professional hat on for a minute. So we'll be doing something with the Apache as well. So yeah, we've got some exciting things coming up.
Exciting things coming up for VAF. Exciting things coming up in DCS. Oh, it's excitement all round. Well, nothing left to say other than thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment. It's a really big help to the channel. And fly safe. And we'll see you all next time. Ta-ta.
See you later.